What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Got Next podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Baldwin, my co-host, Donovan Moore.
Back at it.
And it's NFL time, it's playoff time. We're waiting for this time all year. And it's time to talk about some football. So you already know we had to get the man Bennet, Bones, Nadash on the show today. How you feeling, B?
It's been too long since I've been on the show, man. Glad to be back, but I picked the right time, to re-enter.
Yeah, definitely. How's the Achilles going, guy?
It's getting better, man. At least I got some, playoff football to keep me entertained while this injury recovers.
Yeah, facts, definitely. So today on the show, we're going to be talking about just going over our playoff picks and our predictions and just picking up looking at the scores, the spreads, all of that type of stuff. I hope you guys like the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that type of stuff. And let's cover some NFL playoff action.
Yo, turn it up, Slay. I can't hear nothing.
Before I guess I get into the games, I'll just go over the seedings for both conferences. We'll start with the AFC. We got the Titans with the 1 seed, so they have the one and only bye week in the AFC. They finished the regular season 12-5, as did the Chiefs. But because the Titans beat them head-to-head, Chiefs are the number 2 seed. Bills are the number 3 seed at 11-6, followed by the Bengals, who are the 4 seed at 10-7. They won the AFC North. And then come our 3 wild cards. Number 5 seed is the Las Vegas Raiders, finished the year 10-7, as did the Patriots, who are the number 6 seed. And then last but not least, the Pittsburgh Steelers snuck into the playoffs and are the number 7 seed. Surprise of the year, but I don't know how we did it, but we got in, and I'm not questioning that. All right, now over to the NFC. We got the Packers with the bye week for the second year in a row. Finished the year with the NFL's best record, 13-4, as did the Bucs, who are the number 2 seed at 13-4. Then the 3 and 4 seeds both finished 12-5. That's the Cowboys and the Rams. And the 3 wild cards, 2 from the NFC West, are the Cardinals and 49ers, finished 11-6 and 10-7. And then at the number 7 seed, you got the Eagles, who finished the year 9-8. So those go your 14 playoff teams, 7 in each conference. And the kickoff Wildcard Weekend, it'll be the Raiders traveling to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. I'm going to pick the Bengals in this one. I think they've been the better team all year. They played head-to-head in the regular season in Vegas, and I think the Bengals won. If I'm not mistaken, they won 33-13, I want to say, 33-14 maybe. It was 32-12 actually. So I'm going to pick the Bengals, not just because they beat them earlier, but Joe Burrow, I think, is better than Derek Carr. Obviously, Jamar Chase has been an outstanding weapon for them. And the Raiders, kind of made the playoffs by the skin of their teeth as well. Hats off to them for doing that, but I just think the Bengals on the road are going to be too hard to overcome. I know they haven't won a playoff game since 1991, but I think the playoff losing streak snaps this weekend against the Raiders.
Yeah, man. It's not much to be said. You can't really go against Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase is an animal. And if there's anywhere the Raiders struggle, it's in the secondary. Their corners are not that great. They have a decent pass rush, but we saw the Chargers down 15 last week make it a game and convert 4th down after 4th down. The Bengals are the better team here. I like the Bengals in this one, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I definitely got to pick the Bengals in this one. The Raiders, while they're a decent team, I do think that Joe Burrow and the Bengals are just kind of hot right now. And Joe Burrow had one of his best games of the season just recently. I think it was 500-something yards or something like that. And, yeah, just a great game overall. I think Jamar Chase pretty much has Offensive Rookie of the Year locked up. And I think that they're going to get this dub here.
All right, next at 8:15 p.m. on Saturday, we got the Patriots going to Buffalo to play the Bills. Obviously, these teams are division rivals. They both split on the road this year. Patriots won in Buffalo in week 13 with Mac Jones only throwing the ball 2 times. But the Bills then returned the favor in New England in week 16, and they beat the Patriots 33-21. So this is for all bragging rights, I guess. a tough game to pick simply because it looks like on paper the Bills are the better roster, but the Patriots have the legendary Bill Belichick at coach, and he can probably scheme a game plan to win a game like this. However, it is Mac Jones' rookie year, and I think it would be a little embarrassing for the Bills to drop this game considering the circumstances. So I'm going to pick the Bills to protect home field and advance to the divisional round.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an extremely close game. Each game has been fairly close, to be honest with you. And it's really tough in the playoffs going against New England because it's like you're going against New England and then you're going against Belichick as well. They're just a different animal in the playoffs. I really don't see it being a blowout here. It's going to be a nail-biting game back and forth, but I'm going to take Buffalo, give them the slight edge here because Josh Allen, I feel like, is way better than Mac Jones. So I'll give the edge to Buffalo.
I think if the New England Patriots were to like drop a game at any point in the season, I think it would be this one, just because they're kind of like slowing down right now. They were hot like earlier in the season. I think we saw Mac Jones play some of his best football, I think, earlier in the season, and now he's starting to actually see some issues. I think he got sacked a lot the last time they played. It's just a lot of things going on right now, and I think that just the rookie wall, he might be starting to hit that right now. I am going to pick the more experienced team here. I'm gonna rock with the Bills. It's been hard to pick them this year. In a lot of games, they've dropped a lot of games, and we thought that they were like guaranteed to win, basically. But it's playoff time, it's put up or shut up time. I'm gonna rock with the Bills here, but I would not be shocked if the Patriots won this game.
It does it for a Saturday slate of games. Now on the Sunday, to kick off Sunday Wildcard Weekend, we got the Eagles going to Tampa to play the Buccaneers at 1 p.m. These two teams played in the regular season in week 6, I want to say. Yeah, week 6 on Thursday night, and the Bucs beat them by a touchdown. I think they had the lead almost the full game, but the Eagles, came soaring back at the end. Wasn't enough. Obviously, the Bucs are down a couple men on both sides of the football. However, I think, they get by the Eagles this weekend. I actually do think it will be closer than a lot of people think because I think, the Eagles compete. However, I just don't see the Eagles getting past the Bucs due to the wide gap of talent between the two teams. Brady's obviously played the Eagles in his career in 2 different Super Bowls, 2 different decades. It's kind of like the 3rd different Eagle team he's played in the playoffs. This won't be the Super Bowl. It's just the wild card round. I think Brady gets the best of the Eagles this time around.
Yeah, it's near impossible to bet against Brady in the playoffs, even with all their injuries. I don't really see a way they lose to Philadelphia this week. They still got Gronk out there. They still got Mike Evans. I think Leonard Fournette should be back this week. I think Barrett should be back, Pierre-Paul. So they're getting a couple guys back for a playoff push here. And I just feel like Philly, kudos to them. They had a really good season, but I just feel like this stage may be a little too big for them. Going against the defending champs at their place, I don't see it happening. I like Tampa Bay.
Definitely gonna rock with Tampa Bay here. I mean, it's Tom Brady's time. It's playoff time. It's time for him to show who he is and why we know him to be TB12. I just don't really see them losing to the Eagles. Come on, guys. I just don't really see it happening. They do have a lot of injuries this year, but I think if they can beat any teams with the injuries that they have, it'll be the Eagles. I think they're gonna have no issue advancing here to the next round of the playoffs.
All right, next, a lot of people consider this game the toughest game to pick of the weekend. 4:30 p.m. in Arlington, Texas. We got the Niners playing the Cowboys. It's an incredibly tough game to pick, in my opinion, because I feel like this is the type of game that the Niners, win due to the fact that, they beat teams on the road like the Bengals and they swept the Rams. I feel like they get up for big games against opponents like this who have high-powered offenses, but they can put together the better game plan. It's also tough to pick against the Cowboys because, they've looked really good at times this year. And it's hard for me to decide here, but with my gut, I had to go with the team who's shown me more in the playoffs as a recent, and that's the Niners. It's a toss-up. There's going to be some upset this weekend, and I haven't called one yet, so I'm gonna go with my gut and pick the Niners. And the score will be like 34-30, something like that.
That's fun.
Yeah, this is a very, very tough game to pick. You can't really call who's going to win this one. It's tough. It's tough. Dallas obviously has the better quarterback in this scenario, but I feel like the Niners are the more trustworthy team here. They got the run game, strong defensive line, and then after a win like that last week against the Rams, an emotional win to earn the playoff spots, I just feel like you got to ride with the high hand right now. I like the 49ers to win this one. I feel like it can come down to a last-second field goal to win it. It won't be one of those touchdown games. It's going to be off a last-second field goal for sure. I like San Fran.
Oh man, this is so difficult to talk about right now. Look, I feel like if we do lose this game, it's gonna be because of Greg Zuerlein, and he's gonna be fired at the end of the year because we have had so many close games where we're like a field goal away, and we need Greg Zuerlein to come through for us, and he doesn't. We lost to the Buccaneers like that the first week of the season this year, bro. If he gets those field goals, we win the game. So I feel like I don't really want it to be a close game. I know if it comes down to kicking, I feel like I got to give it to the 49ers or Bucs. Just because Greg Zuerlein just hasn't really been there for us all year. But got to rock with my team still, Dak Prescott actually did look really good for 1 week last week. It was really good to see, encouraging sign for sure. But yeah, like Dono said, the 49ers did just beat the Rams last week just to get into the playoffs. So I think that it's just it's going to be hard to call, but I got to rock with the Cowboys here, man. Go Cowboys. Let's go.
Crazy to think the Niners and Cowboys were like a huge rivalry in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and now that rivalry is kind of being brought back.
Yeah.
The other crazy, thing is obviously if Greg Zuerlein, Legatron does, hit those kicks in week 1 against the Bucs, it's quite possible the Cowboys are playing the Eagles this weekend.
Yes.
And you already seen what they did to the Eagles twice this year. But yeah, that's an incredibly tough game to pick. I just think the Niners might have more of a mentally strong team because they've weathered bigger storms and they feel like they've beaten teams better than Dallas. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys won. But bad news for both teams. If you guys win, most likely got to play the Packers next weekend. I've seen what Aaron Rodgers has done with the Cowboys his entire career. Funny enough, the Niners have actually owned him most of his career, but I think it would stop right there if the Niners won that game. But I think he's 0-3 against the Niners in the playoffs. But I think he'd be 1-3 after this year if the Niners were to advance. All right, and the cap off Sunday. This might be a tough way to exit a surprisingly semi-decent season. But the Steelers are playing the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. And what will almost certainly be Big Ben's last game of his career if things go according to the odds makers' predictions. The Chiefs just did beat him 36-10 3 weeks ago. I was pretty certain our season was over after that, but Steelers rallied and won their last 2, snuck into the playoffs. But yeah, I don't see a way it doesn't end all here. The Chiefs just have way too much talent across the board to lose this game. They would actually just need to play very bad. They would have to make, unforced errors. They'd have to turn over the ball without it being taken away from them, almost in a sense. Like, it just does not seem like the Steelers have much of a chance at all in this game. Chiefs probably stick a fork in them in Big Ben's career. And it'll make us question why we made the playoffs when we could have got a better draft pick. But I'm still happy we made the playoffs.
Yeah. Aside from the off the field issues, just congrats to Big Ben on a great career. But sad to say, the road ends here. Kansas City is just I can't describe it. The Steelers' issue all year has been offense. And if it's one thing you're going to need against Kansas City, it's going to need an offense that can at least compete with them. And that's been the Steelers' issue all year, is their offense. So I can't go against the Chiefs here. I would just be morally wrong to do that. So I like Kansas City here. And once again, congratulations to the first ballot Hall of Famer, Big Ben Roethlisberger. Great career.
Oh, yeah, definitely a salute to Ben Roethlisberger, for a good career. Also, salute to Mike Tomlin for another crazy Steelers season. A lot of stuff going on in the locker room and stuff. They still find a way to make the playoffs, man. Great coach in Mike Tomlin, man. He finds a way to do it every year. So congrats to him. But yeah, like Donald said, that's it for you guys, man. It's curtains. You guys can go ahead and start packing. The Kansas City Chiefs are, I think, still a really good threat to make the Super Bowl at this point. I mean, they had their struggles, but it's always good to have your struggles in the middle or beginning of the season, and that's exactly what happened with them. And now they're starting to hit their stride at the right time going into the playoffs. So, with that being said, got to take Kansas City here.
It's crazy to think if the Chiefs wouldn't have blown that game against the Bengals, they'd have had the bye week. The Steelers would be playing the Titans this weekend, which I actually feel like they'd have a chance if that were the case, especially if they didn't feel comfortable enough to play Derrick Henry this weekend. But the Titans got the best possible scenario. They got the bye week, and Derrick Henry, I think there's a better chance than not that he'll play next weekend against whomever their opponent is. Probably be the Bengals if it goes according to what we all predicted. And for the first time ever, actually, the Wildcard Weekend will have Monday Night Football. So I don't know if that's gonna make it an awful short week for whoever the winner is, but it's another great entertaining game. NFC West division game. The Cardinals are playing the Rams. These two teams both split on the road. The Cardinals kicked the Rams' butts in Week 4, but the Rams responded in Week 13 and beat the Cardinals. Week 14 and beat the Cardinals in Arizona. And the Cardinals have been a pretty lame team for the fourth quarter of the year. Besides beating the Cowboys on the road, that was their one bright spot. But other than that, they've struggled. And I'm not going to pick Cliff Kingsbury to beat Sean McVay in a playoff game. I mean, if he does, kudos to him. But the Cardinals, I don't think Hopkins is even going to play this weekend. But if he does, he's clearly nowhere near 100%. That's probably a big reason why the Cardinals struggled down the stretch, his absence. I know J.J. Watt's going to try and be back. But other than the fact that he's not the same player he was 3 to 5 years ago, him being back, he's not going to be himself. And I just think, Stafford played a bad couple games for the Rams late in the stretch down late in the season. But I think that, them being at home, I think it's going to pay dividends, and they're going to beat the Cardinals this weekend.
Yeah. Cardinals have really, really struggled as they have the past few years under Kingsbury late in the season. And when they had an easy shot to check the division last week and get a home field playoff game against just a struggling Seahawks team this year, they couldn't take advantage. And I can't really see them taking advantage this week of a struggling Rams team a little bit. So I'm taking the Rams here. Not with much faith, but I'll take the Rams. Stafford hasn't really shown me much to say I believe in him in the playoffs, but you got to go with the better coach here and the better overall all-around team. So I'm taking the Rams.
I really think that this game could go either way. I think both teams have really good rosters, but they both don't really play up to as good as I think that we think that they'd be on paper. So it seems like it's really kind of anyone's game here. They both have their weaknesses. They both had lulls in the season at some point. It's just kind of hard to pick this game. I mean, Kyler Murray, I think, has been better than Matthew Stafford here this season. I mean, I think
I'd say slightly. Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. So
besides like the first month, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. Besides like the first month, yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. Honestly, I think I'm gonna take the Rams here just because of their defense. I think I do trust their defense a little bit more than the Cardinals' defense, but I do like I like the Arizona Cardinals offense though, so I don't know. But I think the Rams have enough offense to do some things here. So I'm gonna rock with the Rams. Here. But this
I'm also gonna say the Rams have a guy on each side of the football that's guaranteed to just make plays every game. The guy on defense, Aaron Donald, he's just gonna wreak havoc, and Cooper Kupp is just gonna wreak havoc as well. I just don't know that the Cardinals have that guy right now. They don't have Nuke, so Kyler Murray has clearly struggled, without him. He's still a great player. I think he's the better quarterback between the two, but I just think the Rams have had guys who've played in the playoffs before. Matthew Stafford's really the only one who hasn't won a playoff game, but they have the great Andrew Whitworth on the line. They have Cooper Kupp, and they have Aaron Donald. They just have dogs out there that are primed for big moments, and the Cardinals just do not. It's not to say Kyler Murray won't be a league MVP, won't be a champion one day, but I just don't think a Cliff Kingsbury-led team is going to win this game. Although I do think it's going to be close, and the winner of this game is likely going to play the Buccaneers next round, especially if it's the Rams. It's guaranteed. So that'll be interesting as well.
So who are the Cardinals missing?
DeAndre Hopkins, and I think they're getting J.J. Watt back, but, for the first time in like 9-10 weeks, it's just, hard to see him making.
I know this might be somewhat of a hot take. D-Hop was not really D-Hop this season.
No, he was battling ankle all year.
Yeah, so it's like, even with D-Hop out, I still feel like they have enough to make it work, because I feel like for most of the season, he wasn't really doing much anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He being D-Hop. So it's like, I still think that they have enough to win, so it'll be a good game for sure. Definitely game of the week for me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Monday night, it won't let down. Yeah. And that's going to make a great divisional round. Obviously, the Titans and Packers are both waiting for someone. They're going to play the worst team remaining in each conference. I don't know how much I trust the Titans, but certainly trust the Packers. I think the Packers are definitely going to win, whoever their opponent is next round. I think the Packers are going to win. We might as well just say who we got in the Super Bowl right now, because obviously we'll still make predictions if if these current predictions come up short. But my Super Bowl prediction personally is the Packers over the Chiefs. And I think that's what most people are going with, but I mean, it's probably conventional wisdom, but I just kind of see that happening.
Yeah, I'm probably the same. Packers Chiefs.
Yeah, I was actually about to say the same thing, but I think it's gonna be Packers Chiefs, and I think Aaron Rodgers actually wins the Super Bowl this season.
Yeah, I got the Packers too. Yeah.
That'll be kind of crazy, honestly, after the year he's had and all the controversy that was just happening literally during the offseason. So, yeah, crazy.
I feel like the Packers feel like they need to win the Super Bowl for Aaron Rodgers to consider to come back to Green Bay. Yeah. So,
if he gets back-to-back MVP and then wins the Super Bowl, like, I don't think there's any way he goes anywhere, to be honest with you.
That's what I'm saying. Especially if you look at his division, like he's got to go against the Vikings, Bears, and Lions twice a year. Like most great quarterbacks would pay for that schedule.
And I think the Vikings might be looking to change quarterbacks right now. You said that the Bears are making some other changes with coaches and still trying to figure out who's going to be running that quarterback position. So it's like a lot of those teams in there don't even really have an identity right now. So yeah, I'm rocking with the Packers.
Leaving the Packers for Aaron Rodgers. Like there's a reason they've been 13-3 the last 3 years. Like they don't have a tough division.
The rest of the teams, and it's the Packers. But anything else anybody wants to say, man?
It's going to be a great postseason. Great postseason.
Sure.
Absolutely. But that's going to do it for this episode of the God Next podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Show the channel some love. We definitely appreciate it for sure. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all that type of stuff. And leave your comments and your predictions down below, man. And we'll catch y'all next week.
Take it easy, boys.
Peace.